Hello sports fans, welcome to Super Sports Central. Today we have Week 17 NFL predictions. So last week I had a record of 12-4, which brings my overall record on the season to 142-84. Starting off this week on Thursday Night Football, we have the Cowboys at the Titans. The Titans haven't been playing that well lately, and they also have a ton of injuries. They're going to be without their starting quarterback Ryan Tannehill, their starting running back Derrick Henry, 4 of their 5 offensive linemen, 3 of their 4 linebackers, their top 4 pass rushers, and 5 of their 7 top defensive backs. So as you can see, you can make a whole team, or essentially a whole team, with the amount of injuries they have there. And now, Malik Willis will be playing quarterback again for the Titans. He hasn't necessarily shown he could play at a high level in the NFL. And especially with no Derrick Henry, that's going to put a lot of pressure on Malik Willis. And he's going up against a pretty good Cowboys defense as well. So I think the Cowboys should destroy the Titans as the Cowboys win 34-13. Up next, we have the Falcons hosting the Cardinals. So the Cardinals will have Colt McCoy back at quarterback after Trace McSorley started against the Buccaneers on Christmas. And he's going to go back to his backup role as Colt McCoy returns from a concussion. Neither team really has anything to play for. I could see this game going either way. I think it'll be a boring game between two bad teams. I'll take the Falcons winning 21-17 in a coin flip. Moving on, we have the Lions hosting the Bears. So the Lions, they suffered a setback in their quest for a playoff spot last week when they got destroyed by the Panthers. Nothing needs to beat the Bears, and the Lions allowed 320 rushing yards to the Panthers last week. And the Bears are also a team that wants to run the football, as they have a player that the Panthers don't have in Justin Fields and what he can do with his arm and his legs. So I could see this game going either way. I could definitely see the Bears having success running the football and getting the win over the Lions. But the Lions really need this game if they want a chance at the playoffs, and I think they're going to get the bounce-back win over the Bears, winning 32-24. Up next, we have the Broncos visiting the Chiefs. The Broncos are a complete disaster right now. They just got destroyed on Christmas, losing 51-14 to the Rams. They fired Nathaniel Hackett, and now they face one of the best teams in the NFL, in the Chiefs. The Chiefs have won 14 straight against the Broncos. I think they make it 15 straight with a dominant 34-10 win over their division rival. Up next, we have the Patriots hosting the Dolphins. The Dolphins have lost 4 straight, and their playoff hopes have taken a hit, but they do have the ability to clinch a playoff spot this week with a win, a Jets loss or tie. So the Dolphins, they will be without starting quarterback Tua Tagovailoa, who has a concussion again, and Teddy Bridgewater will be the starting quarterback. For the Patriots, they can't clinch a playoff spot this week, but they would put themselves in a great position to do so with a win. And this is a game I could see going either way, especially with no Tua for the Dolphins. The Dolphins have won 5 of their last 6 against the Patriots, including 4 straight, so I'll take the Dolphins winning in a close game 24-21. I could see this game going either way. Up next, we have the Giants hosting the Colts. So the Colts have been brutal lately. They're going to continue to start Nick Foles at quarterback, but I don't really think quarterback makes a huge difference when you look at the 3 quarterbacks they have on their roster, Nick Foles, Sam Ellinger, Matt Ryan, because none of those elite quarterbacks are going to make a huge difference in the game. For the Giants, they could clinch a playoff spot with a win, and I like their chances to do that against a bad Colts team. Giants get the win here and clinch a playoff spot, winning 27-12. Moving on, we have the Saints visiting the Eagles. So we don't know who will be playing quarterback here for the Eagles. It could be Jalen Hurts. It could be Gardner Minshew. Obviously, Hurts is the better player. He brings more to the Eagles' offense with what he can do with both his arms and his legs. But the Eagles still scored 34 points against a pretty good Cowboys defense with Gardner Minshew at quarterback last week. And the Eagles could also clinch the AFC East with a win or a Cowboys loss, and could clinch the NFC top seed with a win. The Saints, they haven't been great this week. They're coming off a win over the Browns, but I think the Eagles will win with or without Jalen Hurts, and by a score of 31-16. But whoever plays quarterback doesn't matter for me. I have the Eagles either way. Up next, we have the Buccaneers hosting the Panthers. This is a huge game for both teams in the NFC South. The Buccaneers will clinch the division and a playoff spot with a win, and the Panthers need to win this week and next week to win the division. The Panthers have also been pretty good lately, especially running the football, and the Buccaneers' run defense isn't what it is, or what it has been the past few seasons. It's solid, but it's not great. I could see the Panthers finding success on the ground, but I'll take the Buccaneers winning this game 26-21 and clinching the NFC South. Moving on, we have the Browns visiting the Commanders. The Commanders will be starting Carson Wentz over Taylor Heineke after Heineke was benched for Wentz in the loss to the 49ers. The Commanders have a chance to lock up a playoff spot this week with the win and losses by the Seahawks, Lions, and Packers. The Browns have officially been eliminated eliminated from playoff contention. After their loss to the Saints last week and have nothing to play for. The Commanders have had success because of their ability to run the football, and they couldn't run the football last week against the 49ers, and that's the reason they lost. And I think they should be able to run the ball against a Browns run defense that isn't great, so I'll take the Commanders winning this game by a score of 23-21. Up next, we have the Texans hosting the Jaguars. The Jaguars lost to the Texans earlier in the season, but the Jaguars, they've been a much better and much different team than the loss early in the season. They've won 4 of their last 5, and Trevor Lawrence has been fantastic. I think has another great game for the Jaguars, as the Jaguars win this game pretty easily by a score of 27-13. Up next, we have the 49ers visiting the Raiders. So the Raiders benched quarterback Derek Carr following his 3-interception game last week against the Steelers, and they'll be starting Jarrett Stidham this week. He will be making his first career NFL start. And the 49ers, they've been great lately, winning 8 straight, and I think they could continue their winning streak, because I don't think the Raiders would be able to beat the 49ers with Derek Carr, who I think is the better quarterback. But now, without Derek Carr, I don't even think the Raiders have a chance to win this game. 49ers win easily 34-10. Up next, we have the Jets visiting the Seahawks. This is a big game for both teams, surprisingly. Both teams are in the playoff hunt and looking to sneak into the playoffs. The Jets will get quarterback Mike White back after he missed a few games with a rib injury. And now, quarterback for the Jets has been a problem without Mike White. But they should have that problem solved as he returns this week. For the Seahawks, they haven't been great lately, and for that reason, I will take the Jets just barely getting out of Seattle with the 23-18 win. But this is a game I could very well see going either way, especially because Seattle's a pretty tough place to play. Up next, we have the Packers hosting the Vikings. So the Packers, they need to keep winning if they want a chance at the playoffs. And they faced the Vikings, they lost to in Week 1. But this time, they've been playing a lot better. They're home in Lambeau Field, and the Packers know they need to win. And they also face a pretty bad Vikings defense, so for all those reasons, I will take the Packers getting the 27-23 win. Up next, we have the Rams against the Chargers. So the battle for LA, the battle for SoFi Stadium. The Rams have been very disappointing this season, but are coming off a huge game over the Broncos where they put up 51 points. And now they face a Chargers team that's been playing pretty well lately. The defense has been good, and I think the Chargers are going to continue to play some good football as they'll defeat their crosstown rival, the Rams, winning by a score of 28-20. On to Sunday Night Football, we have the Steelers visiting the Ravens. So we will have a live watch party for this game starting about 8:10 Eastern Time on Sunday. So the Ravens might get Lamar Jackson back for this game, but we don't know if he's going to play. But Lamar Jackson is that kind of difference maker the Ravens need at the quarterback position, because there's not a whole ton of playmakers on offense outside of Lamar Jackson and Mark Andrews. So my prediction, if Lamar Jackson plays, I'll take the Ravens 28-22. If Lamar Jackson is out and Tyler Huntley starts, I will take the Steelers by a score of 21-20. And finally, Monday Night Football. This is going to be a great game. We have the Bills visiting the Bengals. So we will have a live watch party for this game, and it'll start at about 8 p.m. Eastern Time on Monday. So the Bills and the Bengals, I think, will play a fantastic game. There's playoff implications. Both teams actually have a shot for the top seed in the AFC. And the Bills can actually clinch the first seed in the AFC with a win and a Chiefs loss. And the Bengals, they could also clinch the AFC North with a win and a Ravens loss or tie. I think this is going to be a very entertaining game. A lot of points will be scored, 2 tremendous offenses. I could really see this game going either way. For me, it's a true coin flip. But I'll take the Bills winning the shootout by a score of 34-31. So those are my Week 17 NFL predictions. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, comment, turn on notifications so you don't miss any of their upcoming videos. I do my best to post as often as possible. Make sure to check out the community tab of my channel where you guys can vote on who you think will win some of this week's big games. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, comment, turn on notifications so I do my best to post as often as possible, and I will see you in the next video.